beautiful souls, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video, we're going to be talking about quantum leaping, which is also known as quantum manifestation. And basically what this is, a quantum leap is when you go from your current state of being and you make such a drastic change in your life that your life becomes so radically different. That is what's known as a quantum leap. And usually a quantum leap happens in a very short amount of time where you make such a big change in such a short amount of time. And there's a way to do this. And how you do that is through understanding how it works and then following through with the actual steps of doing it. So in order to understand quantum leaping and quantum manifestation is first understanding the concept that we are not our past. We are not defined by who we've been through what our experiences have been, and we are not bound by our past. Whatever has happened in the past to you, whatever your past experiences have been, if you found it hard to make money, if you found it hard to get loving relationships, if you've found it difficult to embody confidence, if you found it difficult to be the person that you wish that you were, whatever your past experiences have been, it's about realizing that you are not your past and you do not have to identify based on your past. Every single moment that goes by, you have the opportunity to be a brand new version of yourself that is drastically different from your past. Every single moment that goes by, you have the opportunity to step into a new version of yourself and to tell yourself a new story, to step into a new identity. A lot of the times we identify based on our past experiences and we say, oh, I'm a shy person. If we've been shy in the past, if we've had experiences where we felt closed off or anything like that, or sometimes we identify with, it's hard to make money. I find it difficult to make money. I always lose jobs, or, I always, end up getting the short end of the stick. Whatever our current story is that we're telling ourselves is usually based on our past experiences. But again, we are not our past. We are not our past experiences. And our future is not dictated based on our past. Our future is dictated based on our present moment, and realizing that all of your power sits in the present moment. And once you realize this is when you tap into the ability to make a quantum leap and to create quantum manifestation, which is very fast manifestation with really drastic, huge results. And the way of doing this is to realize that your present moment has the most power. Who you are right now, every single moment that goes by, you have an opportunity to create a brand new story for yourself. You have the power to create a brand new identity, and you have the power to create a brand new reality and a brand new future for yourself. So every single moment that goes by, if you find yourself identifying based on the past and you say, things just aren't going well for me right now, or, things have been very difficult, or I've noticed a lot of hardship here. Stop telling yourself that story. That is step number one. Stop telling yourself the old story and realize that you are not your past. And every single moment, you're a brand new you. You are not your past unless you keep repeating that story, unless you keep identifying with that energy and connecting to that energy. Instead, realize that you can connect to a brand new energy right now. You can connect to a brand new story. And it first starts with telling yourself a new story, realizing, hey, I can be a brand new version of myself right now. Right now, you can be born a new person every single second. So what person do you want to step into right now? What would be the highest version of yourself? Would that be the version of yourself that finds it really easy to make money and money flows freely to you? Would it be the version of yourself where love flows freely to you and you find it so easy to connect with people who are loving, who are sincere, who are so nice and loyal and honest? What is it that you want to step into? Do you want to step into the version of yourself that feels happy and feels magical in the present moment? What is that version of you that you want to step into? What story do you want to identify with? What story do you want to play in your life? And I'd highly recommend getting out a pen and paper and writing down what you want your new story to be, and realize that there's no limitations on this. You don't need to limit yourself based on your past experiences. You can truly step into a brand new version of yourself and unlock way more potential than you've ever realized by telling yourself a story that is not limited. So you can tell yourself, I am confident. I feel so confident about myself. I love myself. I feel magic in the present moment. I attract love to me so easily and freely. I attract money easily and freely, and all these different things that you want to create in your life. Write down that new story and then realize that in the present moment, you can flip a switch. It is as easy as flipping a switch. And so you turn on the new story. And the way that you do this is by embodying that new energy. So as you read that new story that you've created for yourself, begin to feel it. Begin to absorb that energy. What would that feel like if that just happened? What would it be like if you just stepped into that brand new version of yourself right now? And this is one of the hardest things where I notice a lot of people get tripped up on it because they're like, how do I feel the feeling if I don't already have it? And what I always tell people is imagine that just this second, just now, everything started working out for you. Imagine that just now you got the opportunity of a lifetime and everything in your reality just started going your way. And all of a sudden there was no more bad moments and you just felt good every single day. What would that feel like? Imagine that that just happened. Imagine that that switch just got flipped. Imagine that God flipped that switch, or you flipped that switch, or your higher self flipped that switch, and somehow, some way, your reality was inevitably different. And right when you can embody that energy, that is the moment that you'll know that you've made that switch, because energy is, what sets things into motion. Energy is what creates everything in our world. Everything is energy. And when you're emitting a new energy, you're going to start amplifying new things in your reality. It's almost like the way that you feel is sort of similar to the station that you're tuned to on a radio. And if you're starting to feel a new energy, it's almost like you're changing that dial and you're going to start playing a brand new song. And there's going to be a totally different new outcome in your life. Everything in this world is energy, and everything in this world has a particular frequency to it. And like frequencies, when there's two frequencies that match, they amplify each other. So if your current energy is playing a frequency that's kind of like, life is hard and things are this way and things are that way and this is difficult for me. If you're playing that frequency, you're going to amplify anything in your reality that's equal to that. Right? So if you can change your energy to a new tuning where things are working out for you, things are easy for you, things are in flow, they flow to you easily, everything happens so quick and in the most magical, beautiful way in your life. If you can tune to that frequency, that will be the energy that you begin amplifying in your life. And that's the energy that's going to grow. And this is how you make a quantum leap. This is how you take advantage of the idea of quantum manifestation. This is what it is tuning yourself to that new frequency and realizing that you are not your past. You are a new person every single moment that goes by, and you can tell yourself a new story, and by doing that, you can make a quantum leap in your life. So write down that new story, begin to embody that energy, and the longer that you're able to hold this new energy, the more you are going to amplify that new reality. So the more that you can hold on to that new energy, the better. The more that you're going to begin to amplify that new reality that you're creating for yourself. So I'd highly recommend reading out this new story every single morning and then every single night before you go to bed. And this is going to be what creates a new pattern for you. Sometimes it's hard to create new patterns and it's really easy to slip back into the old energy, to slip back into the old way, which is why I highly recommend reading that new story to yourself every night before you go to sleep, because before we go to bed, we're in a lower brainwave state, which means that we're more in our subconscious, and our subconscious is where all of our patterns and all of our repetition comes from. So when we can tap more into that, and when we're reading our new story from a lower brainwave state, it's more likely to actually get ingrained into your subconscious and become a new program that you then get to utilize more easily. So I highly recommend doing it before bed, reading that new story, and then also in the morning when you wake up, you're still in that lower brainwave state because you just came out of sleep. And then you can also read yourself that new story, begin to embody that energy. And the more that you repeat this, the more that you do this, the more that you can tap into that new energy repetitively, the more that it's going to become your brand new state. And once it is your brand new state, you will make a quantum leap. I've also seen people who change their state so drastically, so quickly, that even within the next 10 minutes, their life is so different and they start calling into themselves the opportunities that they've been trying to attract. And so this is about realizing that you have the ability to drastically change your life instantly. And I always really like to embody the new energy through a process of meditation. So I'll sit down and actually meditate about that energy and begin to imagine myself, attaining all of those things that I've wanted and stepping into the energy that I want to be. And by doing that, that's when you also really start to create those new neural pathways in your brain. And the stronger that those become, the more that it's going to become your new normal, the more that it's going to become your new normal state, your new program of self. And as you do that, you are going to completely shift your reality, and there's going to be a brand new reality that's unfolding right in front of you. So meditation, again, is one of the ways that I really like to do this, as well as reading and repeating those things at night and in the morning. Another thing that you can do, just a little quick extra thing that I'm going to add in here that may sound really out there, it may sound really esoteric, but one thing that I also really like to do is to ask for energetic upgrades from my spirit guides and from spirit. So I'll ask spirit of 100% pure white light to come through and to give me an energetic upgrade, especially if I've been feeling really low or if I've been feeling like my energy just isn't quite where I want it to be. I will just ask, like very simply, I'll just be like, dear guides and angels of 100% pure white light, please give me a energetic upgrade. Thank you, amen. Just as simple as that. And you can put it in your own words, whatever you like, but sometimes I'll do that before I go to bed or if I'm just feeling kind of sluggish through my day. And I always notice results kind of within an hour, and sometimes it'll take up to 24 hours, but I've always noticed results between about an hour and 24 hours later after asking for an energetic upgrade. So this is something that I've done. It has worked for me every single time that I have done that. So I highly recommend just trying it out and seeing what happens for you. And I know it can sound super esoteric, but trust me, this is something that I've always seen results in. So I just highly recommend trying it out. So that is another thing that I'll just add in there that I really enjoy also doing, especially if I'm wanting to create a quantum leap, a quantum jump, or to do quantum manifestation in my life. That is something that I will ask for. And so basically that leads us to the end of this video. And just to recap, basically how to create this quantum manifestation. You are a new version of yourself every single second that goes by. Every moment is a brand new moment where you can begin to tell yourself a new story and you can step into a brand new identity. You can completely just shed the skin. And sometimes I'll actually visualize that I'm shedding the skin of my old self, and I'll visualize that there's like a new skin that I'm stepping into that represents the new me. And I'll just imagine that I'm shedding that old one and that I'm stepping into that new one, and then I literally do feel a shift. The power of visualization is actually extremely powerful. So if you can just imagine like, hey, I'm shedding my skin right now and I'm stepping into a brand new version of myself, you can create huge shifts just by doing that. Because when we visualize things, our mind does not know the difference between visualizing something and something actually happening. Our brain doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. So if you just imagine that you are shedding that old skin and stepping into a new version of yourself, your emotions are automatically going to begin to shift. Your energy is going to begin to shift because your mind actually thinks that that's happening, which it is actually happening because your imagination is very real. If you can imagine something, you can create it and you can be it. So imagine that you're stepping into that new version of yourself, and you will literally be doing that on an energetic level, and it's going to create massive shifts and changes in your reality. So thank you again for being here for this video. I hope you all enjoyed this video on quantum leaping, quantum manifestation, and I'm sending you so much love. Cheers to stepping into our new realities, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!